audience, it's an honor for us, Group 2, to present to you about Chapter 4, E-commerce security and payment system. Our video today will cover 5 main parts: the environment, security environment, the security threat, technology solutions, management policy, business procedure, public law, and the last is e-commerce payment system. So let's come to the first part. What is happening with e-commerce environment? So let's take a look at some cyber expert about this problem.
Arising with the Internet of Things. One unique aspect of IoT is that it's bringing cybersecurity into the physical realm, right? So that now that you've got wearable devices, you've got connected devices and critical infrastructure environments. So that's number one. Second thing is the diversity of platforms, operating systems, legacy environments really mean that providing the right level of security is going to be more complex and faster moving than any other part of the IT stack that we've seen it up to now.
Oh, very interesting. So what we can see from this, the cybercrime is becoming more significant problem for both organizations and consumer. With their economic impact is quite large, from 300 to 500 billions worldwide, with almost 2,000 total attacks reported, not mentioned the other, and 500 million personal records were stolen. And online credit card fraud takes almost 1% of all transactions. 100% will be stolen. So dangerous. So as you can see here is the value of stolen information sold in black market is quite high, right? From each person. That is why cybercrime is very, very, very alarming. So what is our conclusions? Cybercrime against e-commerce sites is dynamic and changing all the time, with new risks appearing often. The amount of loss of business is significant and still growing. To deal with this, the manager of e-commerce site must be prepared for an ever-changing variety of criminal assault and keep current in the latest security techniques.
So now I'm going to present you the security threats in the e-commerce environment. So first of all, we are going to speak about malicious code. So for malicious code, include a variety of threats such as viruses, worms, Trojan and horse and bots. So for the virus, a virus is a computer program that has the ability to replicate or make copies of itself. After we have also the ransomware, also the name of scarewares, and it's a type of malware. It's more often a worm that locks your computer or file stops you from accessing them. For example, last money. We have also the Trojan horse. This appears to be benign, but then does something other that's expected. Often away from viruses or other malicious code. And we have also the backdoor. It's feature of viruses, worms, and Trojan that's allowed an attacker to remotely access as a compromised computer. And after to finish, we have the bot. So it's a short word for robots, and it's a type of malicious code that can be covertly installed on your computer when attached to the internet. So now we are going to speak about the potentially unwanted programs, also called PUBs. So we have the hardware. So it's a pub that serves pop-up ads to your computers. but you have also the spyware. So spyware is a program used to obtain information, such as either keystrokes, like email, also instant message. That's all. And now we are going to speak about phishing. So for phishing, we have first of all to obtain it's just to obtain confidential information for financial gains. For example, the email scan later. And in 2013, one of 390 emails is a phishing attack. So it's approximately 91% augmentation. And the solution is DMARC. Now I want to speak about the hacking, cyberjournalism, and activists. So the hackers and crackers to gain unauthorized access to a computer system. And so the challenge is to destroy websites for the cyberjournalism, and also to steal some information for financial gain. And also we can also find something to attack the government for political purposes. We have also different groups of hackers: the white hats, the black hats, and the grey hats. It's one of the famous ones. Now we can speak about the data breaches. So data breaches occur when an organization loses control over its information to outsiders. And we have a total of number of data breaches in 2013, grew by over approximately 60% compared to 2012. And it's also responsible for exposing more than 550 million identities. And to finish, we can speak about the credit card and the fraud. So one of the most feared occurrence on the internet. It's also a slow drift downward in the frequency and value of online credit card. So it's better merchant screening system and security improvement. And the most frequent cause of stolen card and information is systematic hacking and looting.
So now I'm going to talk about identity fraud, which is an unauthorized use of other person's personal data for illegal benefits. It can be like username, driver license, password, whatever, using different way of spying, spyware, phishing, etc. And 2% of European populations is affected by identity fraud. Then we have the spoofing, pharming, and spam websites. The spam is a manipulated web page to cause search engine to run some web pages higher than the rule without any manipulations. So the motive can be political, religious, but also commercial. Then we have the denial of service and distributed denial of service attack. So denial of service attacks is about flooding websites, use less traffic to intimidate and overwhelm the network. And then we have distributed denial of service attacks, using numerous computers to attack the target's network from numerous launch pads. And then we have the sniffing, who is a type of eavesdropping program that monitors information traveling over a network. Then I'm going to talk about the insider attack. Most of the time the threats come from inside, so the employee of a company, and we can explain this because they have access to a lot of information and it's easier for them to not to be found. Everybody knows that they have the information of the company, but it's difficult to prove that they are responsible of it. And then we have the poorly designed software. So SQL injection attack takes advantage of poorly coded web application software that fails to properly validate or filter data entered by a user or on web pages. There is zero-day vulnerability software vulnerability that has been previously unreported and for which not patch yet exists. Heartbleed's bug flow in open SSL encryption system that allows hackers to decrypt an SSL sessions and discover users' names, passwords, and other username data. So yeah. Then we have other security threats like the social network security issues, mobile platform security issues, and the cloud security issues. First, I will talk about the social network security issues. According to Simonti, fake offers are the most common type of scam on social media sites, with victims being asked to share their confidential information like credentials, send a text to a premium rate number, or share the scheme with friends. Social networks firms have thus far been relatively pro policemen because they have failed to aggressively weed out accounts that sends visitors to malware sites. Then we have the mobile platforms security issue. So public Wi-Fi networks that are not secured are very susceptible to hacking. We would find that almost 80% of the top 3 iOS and Android apps were associated with security or privacy issues. And then we have the cloud security issues. The problem with the cloud is that data easily be accessed without any authorizations. Then with Apple, all is linked to the cloud. So with only one password, you can have access to everything on the phones. Example of the steal of 100 celebrities in 2014. Through Apple iCloud, a lot of celebrities so there are confidential pictures, informations published on the internet. So there is a need to check cloud security before you use the cloud service.
As the fourth mentioned, it is clear that the threat to e-commerce is very real, it's widespread, global, potentially devastating for individuals, businesses, and entire nations, and likely to be increasing in the intensity along with the role in e-commerce and the continued expansion of the internet. Among a number of tools available to protect the security of internet communications, the most basic of which is massive encryption. Encryption is the process of transforming plain text or data into ciphertext that cannot be read by anyone other than the sender and the receiver. The purpose of encryption is to secure the stored information and to secure information transmission. And last but not least, to protecting the internet communication, we also use protecting servers and clients. We can enhance protecting system security or install antivirus software. The third solution for internet protection is protecting networks. We have firewall proxy server. Besides, we have instruction detection system and instruction prevention system. Firewall refers to either hardware or software that filters communication packets and prevents or some packets from entering the network based on the security policy. Proxy server is software server that allows all communication originating from or being sent to the internet, acting as a spokesperson or bodyguard for the organization. The second solution to security internet communication is securing channels of communication. The most one of the securing channels of communication is virtual private network. It allows remote users to securely access internal networks via the internet using the point-to-point tunneling protocol. The second solution to security internet communication is securing channels of communication. The most one of the securing channels of communication is virtual private network. It allows remote users to securely access internal networks via the internet using the point-to-point tunneling protocol. The third solution for internet protection is protecting networks. We have firewall, proxy server. Besides, we have instruction detection system and instruction prevention system. Firewall refers to either hardware or software that filters communication packets and prevents or some packets from entering the network based on the security policy. Proxy server is software server that allows all communication originating from or being sent to the internet, acting as a spokesperson or bodyguard for the organization. And last but not least, to protecting the internet communication, we also use protecting servers and clients. We can enhance protecting system security or install antivirus software.
Hi, now I'm going to give you a brief summary of the management policies, business procedures, and public laws. First, let's look at the numbers. In 2016, worldwide companies are expected to spend over $65 million on technology hardware, software, and services. However, most CEOs and CIOs believe that technology is not the sole answer to managing the risks of e-commerce. The technology may provide a foundation, but in absence of intelligent management policies, even the best technology can be defeated. Public laws and active enforcement of cybercrime statuses are also required to both raise the cost of illegal behavior on the internet and also guard against corporate abuse of information. Now, let's look at a security plan, which begins with risk assessment, an assessment of the risks and points of vulnerability. Based on the quantified list of risks, then you can start to develop a security policy, a set of statements prioritizing the information risks. Next is considering an implementation plan, the steps in which you take to achieve the security plan goals. The security organization is the step in which you educate and train users, keeps management aware of the security threats and breakdowns. The good news is that e-commerce sites are not alone in the battle to achieve security on the internet. Several organizations, as you can see from the screen, some public and some private, are devoted to tracking down criminal organizations and individuals engaged in attacks against internet and e-commerce sites. Next, we are going to find out about the e-commerce payment systems.
Hello, this is Ming, and in this last part of our presentation, I'll be telling you about the basics of the e-commerce payment system. There are 4 defining traits to the e-commerce payment system, the first one being its huge and very potential market size of $2.68 trillion worldwide. In the next few minutes, I'll be walking you through the 4 major e-commerce payment systems, the first one being the online debit card and credit card transactions, which is also called the card holder not present transaction. This is the dominant form of online payments, but it has certain limitations, such as the merchant risks the consumers repudiating charges, administrative and transaction cost, social equity, and poor security. Most of you must have been very familiar with, say, PayPal. It is the most commonly used alternative and is the online stored value payment system that permits consumers to make instant online payments to merchants and other individuals based on stored value in an online account. PayPal is very special and unique to consumers in that no personal credit information has to be shared among the users, and the service can be used by individuals to pay one another even in small amounts of $1 for each transactions. While other examples of alternative online payment systems include, say, Pay with Amazon, Visa Checkout, MasterPass, and Bill Me Later. Third in the row is the mobile payment system. The system itself is very simple as it uses either the credit card readers attached to a smartphone or the near-field communication chips, which enable mobile payments at the point of sale terminal. Last but not least is the digital cash and virtual currencies. This is fairly interesting because since they have no physical form, these two terms are often used synonymously by mistake by people. So in this very brief presentation of ours, I just want to make sure that you know to separate the two definitions. So when people talk about digital cash, they're talking about the authenticated tokens representing the cash value. For example, say Bitcoin. And when they talk about virtual currencies, they're talking about the cash that circulates primarily within an internal virtual world community. For example, the coins you use to buy, say, cows and chickens in Farmville. So the next part about electronic billing, presentment, and payment system is quite an interesting bit. These are systems that enable the online delivery and payments of online bills such as utilities and insurance. Over the years in both Vietnam and all over the world, the EBPP system has gone through tremendous evolution. This is actually a very positive trend for business of the future, as it greatly reduces the cost of sending out bills and receiving time, thus improving the cash flow of the company. And also the electronic medium provides many more options and opportunities when it comes to marketing and promotion. So my part basically marks the end of our presentation on Chapter 4, Summary. Thank you for watching, and if you have any questions or feedback for us, please kindly put them in the comments section below. Thank you again for listening and watching, and I'll see you in the next video.